Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pirate Chain Weekly Meeting. It is a special holiday today. It is 420. You all know what that means. It's time to get medicinal or recreational. We are here today with a very exciting call. It is our goal to bring on guests that are pioneering the freedom movement. They're creating tools, technologies, solutions for the part of humanity that kind of gets it and wants to create a better way. So we're going to be introducing those guests on the latter half of this call. As usual, we're going to kick things off with the market update, a very important market update if you do ask me. So if you guys are tuning in, you're probably on Discord in the Pirate Chain chat, the weekly meeting. That's fantastic. If you are interested in watching the video of this call, I encourage it. You just have to go to befree.tv. There is a platform called Live Webinar. You do not have to create an account, and you can watch the video and the audio. You can see them both. Otherwise, stick here on Discord. If you have anyone you'd like to invite to this call, now is the time. Our topic is the road to Flote Fest and the future of social media, with special guests that I will be introducing shortly. So to kick things off, I got the charts open. As usual, the best charts in the game. We're going to start off looking at Bitcoin on the higher time frames. And we can see that we're kind of just still stuck in this price range of like around 40,000. And it's been that way ever since we first hit that on the 8th of January. That was last year. So I can see why a lot of people are getting bored of what's going on in the market. They're getting impatient. Maybe they're sitting on some upside down trades and they want to get out of it. So we're going to dive into what you should do, some strategies. Of course, it's not financial advice. These are just my opinions, and I'm providing the best tools for you. Yeah. So before we dig into some charts, let's start off with the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Today we're at a 27. Yesterday we're at a 27. And last month we're at 30. So the fear has increased in the market. And when there's fear in the market, that usually presents buying opportunities. And we can see we're at this historical price range of about 25 on the Fear and Greed Index. And this is usually where, I mean, it doesn't go much lower than this historically. I mean, maybe down to 11. It's like the lowest it's gone since 2018. So we're pretty low on the fear index. So in my opinion, that means the market is either waiting to fall out or there is a buying opportunity present right now and in the near term. Okay, so that's the alternative.me Crypto Fear and Greed Index if you guys want to check that out. Here we are on Coingecko checking out the price of Pirate Chain. Currently we're up to $1.74 per Pirate Chain. We had a little move in the market today. But ultimately, I do think that we're going to see $1.50 before we really hit a sustainable bottom. And the reason being, I mean, if you just zoom out and look left, that's how you do it with the charts. Look left. There's a lot of price history at this $1.50 range. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if we came back down just a little bit more to tap that, hold it for a day or two, and then we're off to the races. So I wouldn't wait for that. If you want a dollar cost average in now, probably not the worst idea. But let's dig into some charts. So we got Bitcoin on the 1 day. We are stuck under these really powerful moving averages. You can see they're pushing price down. And we keep finding support on this Fibonacci ring coming up here. This is the third time we've tapped it. We're really hugging it this time. So there's a lot of indecision in the market here. But if, the highest we could possibly go is like, just about 60K if it was to go straight up today. And then you're looking at anything below this ring, that's going to be firm resistance. So we're pretty much stuck in this range, which doesn't play out until May, May, June, like June 1st. So keep that in mind. There's trouble in the seas ahead. Next chart we got open. This is Bitcoin dominance. You can see we're kind of hugging this lower price support here, where most of the money is it's kind of balanced, it seems, between altcoins and Bitcoin. So we're not far from this line here at 35, and that was the blow off top in 2017. When Bitcoin basically dropped after that all-time high over 50%, and then all of the altcoins just went ballistic. moving forward. So kind of looking for that same thing to play out. If you've been following my analysis, we're kind of waiting for that top for Bitcoin to come in, and then for these altcoins to take off. Doesn't have to happen, but if history repeats itself, it's looking pretty good. All right, here's another Bitcoin one-day chart against US dollars. You can see we are, again, being pushed down by these moving averages. If this crosses, that's could create a 3-day death cross, is what it's called, which is super bearish for the markets. I mean, the last time that happened, we took quite a tumble. If I was to dive back, that was like basically right here. Yeah, this was the COVID crash. Be it calculated or not, it happened, and it was those moving averages crossed, came right back up, psych, and then we were off to an all-time high. So same thing could be playing out here. These same moving averages, got the 200 weekly and the 300. These are the ultimate support levels for a bear market. Typically, the 200 is touched, and that confirms the bottom for a bear market. Probably one of the best buying opportunities of your lifetime. Currently, that's around 21,000 for Bitcoin. The 300 weekly, if shit really hits the fan, it's going to hit there, which is around 16K. Okay, so good things to have on your radar. Next chart we got open. Love it. The weekly chart. Same story playing out. We got these moving averages, pushing down price action. And we're under it again. So that's, we were under this, what is this right here? It doesn't say, but the 21 week. Yeah, we're under the 21 week here back in May. Wait, no, it is May. It was May of 2021. We're back under it again. That's not good. Historically, if you're in a bear market, you're under the 21 week moving average, and we've just gone under it a second time. Okay, so something to keep on your radar. This isn't time to FOMO into the markets because we're going to the moon. All right, 1-day chart. Once again, telling the same story. You got this trend line here that will eventually pose as resistance if we keep riding up this fib circle. The MACD is starting to look a little bullish. It's the selling's drying up. You can kind of zoom in on that one. So once that crosses, if it does and confirms, then you could be getting some green. Therefore, the buying activity. These lower time frames, yeah, this is a good one to check out. This M1 chart. So you can see, there's just a lot going on between these resistance and support lines, and price has just been going in between, and then there was this big fake out that just happened, which I did want to talk about. Once we broke this blue Fibonacci circle here, that was pretty bearish to me, and something like this would definitely be enough to liquidate the shorts. So they call this a short squeeze, when basically price dips down just enough where it's like, oh shit, capitulation, and then all of a sudden it just explodes. The next 3 days, look at where we're at. We went from 38.5K and then up to 42.2K. I mean, that was crazy. Let me see. I just realized I'm not recording my audio, but now I am. Awesome. This 2-hour chart is interesting. It's kind of like zooming in on what we were just looking at. So you had this parallel channel that price has just been ping-ponging in for a while now, and we're finally out of it. And price came above, broke out of this rising channel here, this ascending channel, and then it found support above this, which was once resistance, now has flipped, become support. And we've got a boatload of resistance ahead of us. Like I said, we're basically building up into this pennant here, and if we get above this and find support, that's looking pretty good. That's pretty bullish in my opinion. Not necessarily for like a 60K Bitcoin and that's it, but maybe more, maybe $150,000 Bitcoin, like this year in this market cycle. So that's pretty bullish if that happens. Otherwise, I mean, this is looking pretty doomed to fail if we can't get past any of this resistance. Let's check out the greater markets. Always like to keep an open, broad view of what's going on. So we got the US dollar on the weekly chart. This is a powerful chart up against Bitcoin. And you can see that the dollar has just been, it's been on a tear. I mean, it's coming up on this resistance here, and then this here, about $1.05 is the ultimate resistance, which it didn't get above in 2017, but it came close. Let's see. I mean, it's just looking good. You know, the dollar's definitely been on the move. That means smart money is getting into cash. They're getting out of risk on assets like Bitcoin. And you can see the Bitcoin chart here. Historically, in a bear market, will drop about 83%. And, you know, just like we did here, 2017 through 2019, about 83%. So if we can't make a new all-time high and break out above this, and God, that would be pretty crazy. That'd be like the biggest crypto boom ever. If we get above this, I mean, oh my God. Otherwise, we're definitely looking to touch this confluence of price action, which would be really outstanding support around 11,000, and maybe as low as like, I mean, I would say have maybe like 7K for Bitcoin. Like 7K is probably the lowest I see it going in the next bear market if we don't go off to the races. So keep that on your radar. Dollar up, Bitcoin down. And what has Bitcoin done? It's been going down and sideways and who knows what. So dollar's going up. I mean, there's conviction there, but there's not really conviction in the crypto markets. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the indices, meaning Dow Jones, S&P, all of those indexes. So the Dow Jones is also up against peak resistance, building up in this pennant, similar to Bitcoin. If the Dow breaks up into this fib channel, keeps going, that is bullish for Bitcoin. Super bullish. Okay, so we'll probably see Bitcoin bust out of all that resistance if the Dow is looking bullish. So you can't just keep looking at crypto charts, looking for the next move. You have to look at the indices to see all of the catalysts that play into the market. Because right now these markets are correlated. They are. There's another Dow Jones chart. The guy that made this chart is pretty bearish. You can see he thought when we cross this line, we're going down. Get it? Down. Because that's what happened here, 2007. Even though that had a lot to do with real estate and, you know, banking cartels. But, you know, it's kind of a similar situation now. I mean, the market's just, it's so inflated, the housing market. So that's something that I'm personally keeping an eye on. I just got off the phone with my cousin, who's one of the top realtors in Florida. And he told me, he's like, dude, it's a weird time to buy right now. It's just weird. Like, interest rates just went up today to like 5.5% or something. And the price of things are kind of going up, kind of not. Like, they might have topped out a little bit. We'll have to see. Again, it depends what the greater markets do, the indices. So keep that on your radar. Another Dow Jones chart. Typically, these green rings, you know, we usually crash when we touch them. So that's what happened here. COVID crash also happened back when crypto, you know, when Bitcoin bubble popped around then. And then it could happen here. You know, we're playing with this green ring of fire. And I mean, Jesus, this is a 1 month chart, okay? So the more that you zoom out, the greater of a picture that you'll have in terms of your analysis. So a 1 month chart is extremely telling of where the trend is going. And if you look at this MACD, I mean, I try not to look at this MACD because it makes me want to become like a perma bear. But on a 1 month chart, we just had the blue cross under the red. Everything's trending down. We're now in the red on the MACD. You know how much energy it's going to take to reverse this trend? Like, I mean, we could come down to here and find support like in 2018 around this level of buying and selling. But I mean, to me, there's only one way this could go. You know, look at the last time this happened. I mean, holy smokes. When was that? That was the 08 crash. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a pretty bearish cross on the monthly time frame for the Dow Jones. So definitely a weird time to be buying anything really, except food and water and guns and ammo and you know, your basic needs for survival. Lastly, let's check out the S&P because it's also in a precarious situation approaching this blue fib line. Hello, I mean, this could easily push us down as it did right here. Came up to this, we call these pivot rings. So when it came up to it, they either make moves up or down before you cross the ring or after. And this didn't even make it. I mean, it didn't even make it past the ring before the thing started capitulating. That was the COVID crash. We're approaching the same. I mean, the same thing. It's actually the end of this entire fib circle. So that's going to be telling. Could go up. That would be crazy. Wouldn't be surprised the way the economics of the banking system works and all this nonsense. But it's looking kind of bearish to me. I'll be honest. Yeah. So that's basically the market update. There's a couple other charts. This is a screenshot I pulled from the blockchain backer. His analysis, you can check it out. It's out today. Really interesting chart. He was comparing Bitcoin and Ethereum in 2017. So at the top, you got Bitcoin in 2017. It followed this ABC corrective phase, meaning the top was in here around 20K. Okay, bear market really wasn't confirmed till later. But that's the thing with bear markets. They're very hard to trade. Not so much knowing the support targets, like where price will fall to. That's definitely more doable. You can make actually more money trading in bear markets than bull markets if you're really good and you have the best charts in the game like me. But this bear market wasn't confirmed till later. And the point of this chart is that we are in a similar ABC corrective phase for Ethereum. And Ethereum kind of, it follows off the tail of Bitcoin, but it kind of leads the altcoin markets as well. And you can see we might even have some room to go on Ethereum to complete this B wave, which would take us down to like a $2,500 Ethereum, and then we would kind of just make our way up here, But if we follow the same time frame that Bitcoin did in 2018, that puts us in September of this year. And historically, the fourth quarter of the year is usually when that bear market's coming in hot, or we are pushing all-time highs, total euphoria. Oh my God, a tax season coming up. Sell. Overall, I'm super bullish on the crypto market for the end of the year. And this chart here is a testament of that. I mean, this is only if history repeats itself. But even the fractals are the same. When I say fractal, I mean if you look at the candlesticks, they're pretty much the same. Look at this gnarly drop here. Look at Ethereum's gnarly drop there. Rise up here, rise up there to that 0.5 retracement. So the point of this is that by the time we dick around in this range and retrace, right, come from this B corrective, we bottom, and retrace to the end of that C corrective wave, that's going to put us in Shemitah land. Hello, great reset. That September it's never looked more ominous to me, like after looking at all of these charts. Sure, things could keep going up, but we all know, it's not warranted. Yeah, there's demand and there's shortages, and, price maybe it should go up because of that, but that's not why it's going up. It's going up because of the trillions of dollars that were just printed, and, which of course aren't backed by anything. And now the inflation is coming in. Right, we're feeling it on every level. Everything's going up in price. The housing, rent, gas, food. I mean, it kind of sucks, to be honest. But where there's bad, there's tremendous good, because this retracement here from basically now till September. I mean, you want to try to buy in this bottom here if and when that happens. Pirate chain for the altcoins I'm talking about, because Bitcoin it's only going to go so high here. Maybe 55K. The altcoins are going to go freaking nuts, crazier than it's ever been, ever, because there's more market cap, overall in crypto than ever before, and when people are running away from Bitcoin, where are they going to go? Stable coins, altcoins, and then for, 30 days, that's going to be an explosive time to basically 100x, 1000x your investments. So anyway, that's the market update. Pretty important. We're going to have a decision here within the next, if today's Wednesday, market open is Monday, that is going to be very telling for where the direction of this market goes. So right now I'm kind of neutral in my stance, and we just have to wait and see, unfortunately. Okay, so that is the market update, and thank you guys for checking that out. Pulling up my notes here, because moving on, we are ready now. We are ready to introduce our guest for this call, And if you don't already know, the topic today is the road to Flote Fest and the future of social media. Exciting, because I couldn't think of a crew that we have on today that would be better to really share their perspective and ideas and vision of what the future of social media is. And obviously there's an exciting festival coming up. We're always looking to learn more about the decentralized social network platforms that are making headway, and what better time and what better group of folks to interview about that than the founders of Flote.app, Aaron and Kingsley Edwards, and special guest Ashton Burry, who's been helping Flote in a pretty fair capacity, from what I understand, in awareness and content creation and just getting people excited about the platform. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and see. Kingsley, are you with us, my friend?
I'm here.
Oh, all right.
Thanks for having me. I know it's just me and two beautiful women, Ashton and Aaron, and it's just me right now. I'm not sure where Ashton's at, and Aaron's babysitting our best friend's son right now. But maybe we'll switch out, like I mentioned before the call. Maybe we'll do a tag team in the middle of it, and I can go watch the kid.
Oh, well, the king is here, so that's what more do we need, right?
The king is here. I think I saw you. I'm not sure if we spoke, but were you at Porc Fest last year?
Yeah, that's right. I was going to bring that up. That's when we first met. We were at that massage tent or something.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I had a few questions, just to kind of have some kind of structure in the call. But before we dive into Flote.app and the updates and everything you guys are doing there, why don't we talk about the festival a little bit? You see Ashton here on the front page. That's awesome.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, she probably did it. Yeah, all right, I'm for myself.
I don't know if it is. Maybe it's her. I mean, it definitely looks like her, but.
Oh yeah. I can't mistake Ashton when.
Okay.
Okay, so we see it's April 29th through May 3rd. That's is that 4 or 5 days? Okay.
Yep.
Fun.
5 days with 4 nights or so. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Damn, man, it is. Okay, it's the second annual festival, so this is your second year doing it. And from what I heard, the turnout was double from what it was last year.
Yeah. Last year we had around 300. This year we're expecting 500 or more. So hopefully we'll double. And man, it was a blast last year. Every event that my wife throws, it just is so good. I used to stress about it, but we've been running the Las Vegas Bitcoin meetups since 2014. That's actually how we met. And we've been to, we were in the whole crypto conference scene for a while, going to 2 conferences a month back in the day in the last bull run. And then we went to Porc Fest and Jack Fest in Arizona, and Porc Fest, for people that don't know, is in New Hampshire, and recommend that you go to those too, but make sure you make Flote Fest as well. You're number one. But it's we just got really excited and really, I don't know, turned on by the idea of going out in nature and doing a camping festival versus stuffy hotel lobbies and going to the bar and blah blah blah, the whole conference scene, and just being outside in the wilderness, meeting people that you're connected with online, especially on floats, meeting a lot of the content creators that have large followings are just available, and you can just walk up and chat with them, whether they're after they're up on stage or before or whatever. It's such a cool and casual environment, and last year was just phenomenal. I think we just got overwhelming praise, not because of me, but because of the team, and also the speakers and the workshops and everything. And this year I think is somehow going to be better. I think we're going to even we're going to beat what we did last year. So man, yeah, it's coming up. We got 8? I have the countdown here. 8 days, 7 hours, and we are so excited. So busy, but so excited.
Oh man, so you said that Aaron is basically heading up the festival side and organizing that.
Yeah, she's our chief community officer is what her title is. So again, it's just a place to come meet people that maybe you're already connected with. A lot of people this year, what's really exciting is they're creating their own campground. So I think Pirate Chain is going to have their own little site. There's Ancapistan, We'll probably have one like for the float team, and people are kind of like figuring out they're gonna like round their wagons or circle their wagons, as, you know, said in the Wild West days, you know, putting your trailer or your tent or whatever. There's also a hotel that's pretty close by, about 10 minutes away. So if you're not into the camping scene, but we highly recommend that you try it out, because it's a good time just to be on there or be on the site. It's over 100 acres of farmland that our friend owns in Gause, Texas, which is very convenient if you're flying in from Austin. It's only 90 minutes away. Dallas is 2 hours. Houston's 2 hours. San Antonio, I think it's 2 hours. So basically, it's, you know, it's just find any city that works well for you if you're flying in, whatever the cheapest is, and get to Flote Fest. It's just going to be a really good time, and we have such a great lineup this year. I'll keep ranting if you want, or if you have some.
No, please.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, we have a bunch of great speakers this year. We got Ernie Hancock, a bunch of other Liberty people that are, you know, interested in being free. Last year we actually threw it during the mask mandate and all this stuff, so people were just like, you know, vying for human contact. This year, obviously it's a little different, but people still want to meet up, and we have a lot of return visitors and a lot of new people that are joining that couldn't be with us last year. Everybody's getting an NFT, a Flote Fest NFT that will be visible on your Flote profile once we integrate that. So that's pretty cool. We're also going to be giving away Flote tokens to everybody that's buying a ticket. This isn't actually on the site or hasn't been announced officially yet, but that's something in the works.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And we have so great speakers. Like, it's really about, like, you know, kind of building this parallel society or parallel economies outside the current system, because as you kind of went over in your market update, like, you know, we're all just kind of sick of living in this fiat clown world that they're creating for us. And so it's time that we take ownership. And that's what liberty and individualism is all about, taking ownership and realizing the problems and coming up with solutions. And I always say it's better to create than complain. And so that's really what, you know, Flote's all about, is about creating and helping other people create and meet people, you know, peer-to-peer. With the site itself, we have like encrypted messaging, so we're applying encryption technology where we feel is appropriate. We're integrating, you know, blockchain, peer-to-peer transactions. So like a content creator on Flotes, you know, we don't want to know how much you're making, and we don't want to take a cut of that. Like, we need a social network, we felt, is like the perfect use case for a crypto, because obviously, like, you're connecting people and payments, and let's make that easy as possible. And let's let people, especially content creators, you know, prosper with building their community, and not, you know, getting taken down or threatened to be taken down like we see on the big tech platforms. So yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I just pulled up Flote Fest, or well, Flote.app. So I just came from Flote Fest. If you guys want to check that out, it's flotefest.com, FLOTE. And now we're on Flote.app, and I noticed that you guys had a pretty big overhaul and update recently. I just restored my account. Can you tell us a little bit about the changes that were made there?
Yeah. So we have a lot of people aren't going to notice like a bunch of the differences, because it was really on the foundational, architectural level. But when we first launched Flote, we had literally, it was a 3-man team. Even at the time, like Erin, she was involved, she was helping a lot, but she was really busy throwing another event that we threw in 2019 in Anarcho Vegas. But so like right now with Flote version 1 that came out, codenamed Catamaran, it's basically just completely re-architectured. So now we have kind of the building blocks to be able to complete our mission, which is like adding groups, adding Flote markets, adding group chats. We want to integrate potentially, and I was actually going to mention before the call, Jitsi potentially for streaming and doing calls encrypted if you want. A whole bunch of features that are lined up, and there's so many things that we can do with a social network and smart contracts. We're integrating also Polygon for crypto, but we want to actually, you know, figure out how we can accept. We don't want to. We have our own token too that we're going to be releasing before Flote Fest, which we're really excited about. But we don't want to like force anybody to use any type of currency. It's like your choice, right? Individual freedom of choice. And so we want to integrate, you know, Pirate Chain and a bunch of other privacy coins, because we feel that's important as well. So yeah, I mean, most people will just notice like a new logo. Maybe it's a little bit faster to load. We're still kind of in refinement right now, because there was a lot that had to be done, and I had I had a time frame for the team to launch by Q1, so we did accomplish that.
Nice.
But yeah, we're going to be having so many now. Like I mentioned, we have like the building blocks in place to once we're done with this refinement phase to just build all these cool features that we've had on our roadmap forever. So it's a really exciting time for us.
Wow, man, congrats, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I made a post here for the call.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I got to share that.
Yeah, that was such a surreal thing to do. I'm like, whoa, like I'm about to talk with the founders of this app that I just shared a post on. I'm like, this whole thing was so trippy. I loved it. So it is a blessing to have you on this call, and I guess like maybe now, we can transition, unless you have more you want to share about the platform side and such, we can transition to the philosophical side of like the future of social media and what's your guys' vision? You brought up your mission a little bit, and I think it's in alignment with a lot of the fellow pirates, but what's like, where do you want to see things go? Where should they go for the future?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention one thing real quick. So yeah, check us out at Flote.app. Please, join us. You're gonna have a good time, guaranteed, almost. Or maybe I can put your money back, but you're gonna have a good time. If I see you crack a smile, then you're not gonna get your money back. But we have also a comedy show with Sam Tripoli and Eddie Bravo. That's going to be great. Sam Tripoli's been with us to a couple events, super funny sets. Eddie Bravo's new, but we saw him. A lot of people like him, and so do we. So we invited him. We also have musicians this year. I think, don't you play music?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, cool.
I do.
Yeah, I remember that at Porc Fest. I think I saw you pick up a guitar or something. So we'll have even a bunch of just like random, decentralized jam sessions with the different like campsites and different like kind of tribes that are setting up. We bought a tug of war rope, so we might do some like fun like campsite versus campsite stuff like that, like almost like field day from school, which I think will be fun.
Yeah. Oh man.
Maybe give away some prizes or something. We're still figuring that out, but that'll be a good time. But yeah, get your tickets now, flotefest.com. You can also buy your tickets on sites. But it's obviously it's easier for us if you do buy your tickets ahead of time, because then we can kind of have the numbers in place for exactly what our needs will be for the final tally. But yeah, I mean, man, I can't wait. You're going to be joining us, right?
That's the plan. I mean, Pirates is sponsors, so if I can get out there and help make some new pirate friends, why not?
Oh yeah, and that's what Flote's all about. It's like we want to be the pirate network, and even like with the name of the company and the whole idea, like I just had envisioned, especially when we started seeing big tech deplatform people like nonstop, and I started seeing this back in the day. I was a Ron Paul supporter in 2008 and 2012, and that's actually, I found Ron Paul on Facebook from a random post, and then I went down the Liberty rabbit hole. But yeah, I mean, free speech is important, and we need to recognize this. And now I feel like we're almost in a stage where we've been the boiling frog for such a long time with censorship that we're just kind of used to it. And we're like, oh, I'm going to watch YouTube and my favorite content creators on the big tech platforms, and they're going to have to change the words they say based on current events because they may get picked up by an algorithm or whatever. Meanwhile, mainstream media can talk about whatever, they can spew whatever lie they want to. There's like no repercussions for them. But if you're an independent journalist, then you're going to get screwed. And that's really like what happened with how we got started with Flote, is that my wife, Erin, she started, I've said this on like a bunch of podcasts now, but I think it's so true. She has like the gift of just like grabbing every YouTuber or content creator that I'm like a fanboy of and like going through the screen and bringing them into our real life. And so we made a bunch of friends that I've been following since the Ron Paul days. And we saw them. I mean, they were building up their specifically YouTube, but also Facebook and Twitter. They're following for 5, 10 years, getting to 100,000 subscribers, 250, even over 1 million, like Free Thought Project, right? And on Facebook, they had a group that got completely deplatformed for no reason. And they were, especially on YouTube, they were starting to be monetized finally for putting in the time and effort and building the community and spreading truth, or at least their truth. And it may be against, the mainstream truth, but typically that seems to be on the right side of history. So so yeah, we couldn't just sit by. At the time, we were actually developing a crypto wallet for specifically geared towards privacy coins, and we're still kind of integrating that technology. We will be in the future. Hopefully, we'll get to it this year or early next year. But we saw what was happening with free speech, and this is right after Alex Jones got deplatformed. And man, it hasn't been easy. I'll be honest. Social networks is like the hardest game to get into. And even at the time that we launched, I remember we got into Boost VC, which is one of the premier crypto startup accelerators in San Mateo, run by Tim Draper's son, Adam Draper. And he was interviewing another micro VC at the time, and he was talking about social media and how like it was the catalyst. Social media has never been less invested in at that time. And at first I was like, oh shit, obviously this isn't a good signal for us. But hey, we got to buy low, sell high. And after, this was early 2019, guess what happened after? We saw censorship, Corona bullshit, all this craziness that happened with big tech. Finally, people starting to wake up. And here we are today, surviving one day at a time. We're just kind of family owned and operated. We do have a couple of outside investors, but the only VC that's invested in us is Boost Fees for a small amount, or a relatively small amount. And they're actually really good guys. Adam Draper, I think he's on our side. He may be a little bit behind in the curve of learning, what individual and what he's all about. But him and his father, Tim Draper, they've been supporting a lot of good companies, like a bunch of good crypto companies, especially. So yeah, I mean, we're open, we're transparent. We love to do things like this. Talk with the people, get different communities activated. And we just want to instill the trust. Like, I think it's really important that even though we're moving into an age of trustless technology, it still is important of who is building and running that technology at the end, because you're gonna get rug pulled, you're gonna get screwed eventually, it seems like. And so we've been so grateful for our community and other communities to join ours, or vice versa. And just have people really, see who we are and realize that we are genuine. We're not Mark Zuckerberg, Android robots. We are, we bleed, and we do it. We really do it for Flote. And we feel that it's very important to get the message out.
Beautiful, man. Thank God there's warriors like you guys on the planet. Yeah,
same with you, man.
Yeah.
We all like, now's the time, I feel like, where, especially from the last 2 years, Corona bullshit taking aim worldwide, it's more important than ever to create these different types of parallel societies and economies to support each other. It's like, do you want to give money to Walmart? Do you want to give money to Target? Do you want to give? No, we need to be supporting not only local, but people that are ideologically aligned, or I think that's the word, aligned. Because hey, if we support each other, then we can create brand new things that have never been done before. We need to support good people doing good things. And us, along with a bunch of other people like yourself, we feel are in that same camp. So we're all about community.
Yeah, I know the Pirate Chain's a big fan. Lutz is a big fan of your guys' work. I'm curious, did you guys see like a big influx of new users, like when all that censorship started?
Yeah, it's really, we haven't done any real paid advertisement yet. So we're going to be doing that probably in a couple months or so. But we have over 60,000 members so far. And really it's just been about, talking to these different communities, and we feel it's important to obviously reach out and try to, figure out partnerships or figure out any way that we can help other people. And, hopefully they could be reciprocal. So we're growing at a steady pace right now. I feel that this year is definitely our year, especially now that we have the version 1 up. And I think Flote Fest is really going to be kind of another catalyst for us to get to 100,000 users, 200,000, because we're bringing so many like-minded people together, good people, and it's all about hey, just having those chats, those face-to-face, and figuring out, hey, what can you do to benefit me, and what can I do to benefit you, and the mutual relationship that spawn at these types of events is like some are everlasting. So we're really pumped for what we got, 8 days.
Yeah, 8 days. Woo!
Yeah.
I gotta say the tickets are very moderately priced. Like That's a lot cheaper than I thought. $100, register a vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, you can get VIP if you want, which I guess you guys are going to announce the VIP, you said?
Yeah, we have VIP somewhere. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it should be there now. VIP tickets, babe? Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, there you go.
You just got to scroll down. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's very reasonably priced. It's for a vehicle, so you can literally drive in with a clown car and have like 8 people pop up, or bring your trailer, your whole family. It's family friendly. So bring your kids. Ashton, she's leading off. She's doing a great job of structuring this whole like kids camp, and so a lot of people are excited about that. We're not here to babysit your kids, but we want to keep them active and engaged. So you know you can do other things. But I mean, come on, $100 for a vehicle for the whole event. Next year, I'm gonna have to warn that we're probably gonna have to raise prices a bit, but it's still we want to make it affordable for people, and we really want this to be an event that's gonna benefit everybody. It's free to vend as well, so we have people that are bringing their own meats that they've actually hunted. Probably, I guarantee there's probably gonna be people that have fished a bunch and you're gonna bring that. But we have had kratom sellers, precious metal people, crypto people, and basically too, again, since it's free to vend, because again, Flote stands for peer-to-peer transactions. We want it to be as affordable as possible to get these small businesses activated in real life, so that also when we add Flote Market, they'll be there and they'll be able to continue getting customers on the Flote platform.
Beautiful, man. This is incredible, guys. Congratulations, and if you guys are listening, now's the time. We got 8 days to go. Spread the word about Flote Fest. I can see y'all hitting at least 100K in the community by the end of the year. I think that's right. I mean, 60,000. That's a lot, because like for me, I got this forum that I built on ageofaquarius.org, and I have like a couple hundred subscribers, but to have 60,000 is like, there's a lot you can do with 60,000 people that get it, that are active, that want to spread the word, that want to get engaged. What more do you need, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really the future of Flote on the technology side is really mimicking a lot of what Facebook is, because Facebook is a lot, right? You have Facebook Messenger, you have Facebook, the social platform, you have Facebook Marketplace, but we want to, obviously, we don't want to spy on you. We're not going to be reading and transcribing your messages or listening to your audio and throwing ads at you, taking your video and storing that someplace. Like, we're all about privacy. We're all about our members' privacy first and foremost. And we really don't want to be part of your business. Like, we want Flote to be a place where you can feel safe and share what you feel is your truth, or say whatever. I post dog pictures all the time of my dog, Satoshi. But that's another thing with Flote Fest too. You can bring your dogs as well.
Oh, John.
Do you have animals?
I have 2 cats, and I'm allergic to both. But man,
yeah, we have 2 cats, 2 dogs. Last year we actually brought my cat too, and she loved it. She had a good time.
Did you put her on a leash, or you let her run free?
Yeah, she's cool. I just let her go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would worry about other dogs, like.
Yeah, she stayed in most of the time, but she would venture out or go underneath we were renting an RV last year, but this year we actually have our own trailer, which we're excited. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend bringing your own cat, but yeah, if it's a cool cat, you can get through it.
Yeah, my wife is, she doesn't want me to get leashes for the cats, but I feel like it's so important for them to put their little paws on the earth and feel the electromagnetic energy.
Yep. Everybody's got a ground, that's for sure.
Exactly. Speaking of my wife, do you have any questions or ideas you want to share? She's been
eavesdropping.
Yeah, she's
in the background.
our future pirate co-host for the call. So that's
nice.
There's been quite a few announcements. If you guys are listening and checking this out, that these guys got the Flote token dropping. They've got NFTs coming out for the festival, and we've got a new co-host for the show. So it's overall, you guys heard it first right here on 420.
Yeah, this is the first. I haven't been smoking for I think about 3 weeks or a month now. And so this is the first 420 that I missed. I've been drinking alcohol too, which man, I feel great. I've never. It's been a while since I've had this much energy, and so it's always good to take a break at least. And I'm definitely glad that I did it.
Yeah, good for you, man. It's a me being in the rock and roll business. It's really hard to escape just about everything.
Yeah,
so balance is key, but there's definitely compromise, and I feel like this comes down to breathing. The natural life force, the chi. It's like if I smoke this joint, well, I might feel great for an hour or two, but I'm going to pay for it later.
Right.
I'm going to have to go breathe and get fresh air and center myself again to get that energy back. So anytime I do, with medicine stuff, it's very ceremonial. It's strictly medicinal time. And I'm happy to hear that you were could be comfortable sharing that because it shouldn't be taboo.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How long have you been married for?
Almost 2 years as of this coming Halloween.
Awesome, man. That's great. Yeah, we're coming up on our 2-year anniversary in August. We actually got married in Jack Fest. It was free. We did it at this lake right outside of Jack Fest on like a state park or something.
Wow.
Like Black Lake or whatever. But man, it was a great ceremony. We threw it together like with no money. And it was during Jack Fest, so a lot of the people that we love and respect were already there. So
nice.
It was a good thing. But congrats, man! 2 years. That's we're coming up on you.
Yeah, likewise. And that must have been at the height of the lockdowns and stuff. Because like for us, we're in Orlando. We just rented a like real cool Game of Thrones style themed Airbnb.
Oh, nice.
Heated pool, big kitchen, and we just invited all our closest friends like in the area and a few family members to come out. We did a little ceremony and to be honest, like there's all my friends are like white picket fence, grew up in Jersey, like pretty normie, if I do say. I love them to death, but a lot of them are married and they did it the old fashioned way of let's throw down 50 to 100 grand and rent the big venue and do the whole photo package. And I'm not judging anyone, but it's like, dude, like you guys have your whole lives ahead as life partners, as teammates, like.
Yeah, and that's 50K. You can put it into crypto and turn it into 500K potentially.
That's what I'm saying, man. See, you already knew. Hey, we're on the Pirate Chain call, so I guess it just came natural. But that's the idea. It's like you could do what everyone's doing, or you could like, powwow with your life partner, and
I will be the mystery person
and be a little more strategic.
Hello.
Yep. Kingsley, this is Nirvana.
Hi.
Nirvana.
What is it? Nirvana?
Nirvana, like the band.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah, we had to get some female on this call in some shape or form.
Yeah, right?
Just to viewers down.
I know.
Would you want to share any questions or ideas?
Oh, gosh. Well, no. I don't know. I wasn't prepared to be on here. I was just listening and playing my game. Hopefully I'll get fast. Maddie probably will. The camping thing, I don't camp. I don't know if you could tell by the glove. I don't camp.
Yeah, she'll come for the fish, the local meat and fish.
Yeah, I'll come for the food.
But yeah, the hotel is like 10 minutes away, like you said, so there's options.
Yep, absolutely.
I can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Did you camp at Porc Fest?
Oh man, dude. So the Pirate Chain is crazy. Lutz went and got like 2 RVs, like 2020, like king bed in the back. I got to take the king bed because like the whole event organization running our booth and everything was like put on my shoulders, and I was happy to take it on. So man, we were living the dream out there in those RVs. It was
You guys had a great setup, so I'm looking forward to seeing. Lutz is coming, right?
Oh yeah. We're gonna do it real big, even bigger than last year. This coming year, we were doing like smoothies, and that was just a pain in the butt. Like we kept running to get frozen organic fruit.
They were good though. They were very good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and we were undercharging for them too. But this year we're gonna do something a little more streamlined, so we're not like slaving away at a Vitamix all day.
Right.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately, I missed it, but I will be at this one.
Yeah, so I guess like for the viewers, would you mind sharing like your thoughts on Pirate Chain and like how you feel about privacy coins in general?
Yeah, I've been a big fan. Well, so just going back, I remember when Monero was first launched, and at the time there was this. I was kind of actually a Bitcoin maximalist, probably pre 2016 or so.
Wow.
There's always this promise. I got into crypto in 2013 early, but there's always this promise of Bitcoin's going to do it all. Oh, Bitcoin will have smart contracts. Bitcoin will have privacy. Bitcoin will have this. So I was like, oh, okay, let's just focus on the Bitcoin team, which a lot of people are still in that mindset, and I can't stand those Bitcoin maximalists, to be honest. I like a lot of them, but it's like still annoying to have the same conversations over and over. And at the same time, it's like they're talking about like, okay, well, we need one brand to be behind. But I think the whole idea of multiple different currencies, basically, it helps out with actually the security layer of every coin, because if one gets taken over, obviously you can fork it and do whatever you want to do. But the fact that there's so many now attack vectors, basically unlimited. There's like unlimited heads of the Hydra. And it's very important to have as many currencies out there as possible. Hell, let's have every single person have their own currency if you want. It's just a matter of who's going to value that currency. So. But yeah, I mean, I really appreciate what Pirate Chain's done as far as the technology is concerned, as far as the privacy elements, as far as the community is just awesome. I mean, I think they float right in line with Flote and what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of privacy coins. I think they're much needed in the space. So we need, I do see I see more use cases for private coins and tokens versus public. I do think there is some need for some transparency layers for maybe like business deals or securing loans or whatever, DeFi or decentralized insurance or whatever types of things take off in the future. But I think for the most day-to-day transactions, I think privacy makes sense. Like why does someone need to know where it came from? Why it came from, and like the whole transaction history from the mining of the coin. Like it's not needed in most daily transactions. So I think it's actually I think privacy coins. It was kind of upsetting to see. Well, Pirate Chain did really well in the last run up, but it was kind of upsetting to see like this. There's a lot of leftists that are joining crypto community, and a lot of like suits, I call them. I don't even really like even attending a lot of crypto conferences or events now, because mostly it's like Silicon Valley leftist type of people, or people that are just in it for the money. And we're in it for end the Fed. I mean, we feel that ending the Fed is the biggest thing for biggest use case of cryptocurrency, and can provide the fastest way to a more peaceful and prosperous world. And that's really what we're all about. So yeah, I mean, I really appreciate what Pirate Chain's done, and you having us on here. And supporting Flote Fest. I look forward to adding Pirate Chain onto Flote and even other other currencies as well.
Hey, well, if it's P2P, it's for me.
Right.
Only if it has private by default. But anyway, man, we're at the top of the hour here for this call. It's been jam-packed. We're going to do our best to circulate it all through the pirate peoples and the interwebs. We'll post the replay on Flote Fest, or the Flote app, sorry. And, we wish you guys great success in the future. If you have any ideas or you want to connect, anything you guys need, feel free to reach out to me, Captain Dre, Lutz, and we're happy to help get Flote out to the world.
All right, man. I really appreciate it. And anything we can do to help as well. It's, like I said, it's all about mutual beneficial relationships.
It was a pleasure. It really was. I can't wait to hang out again.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys at Porc Fest too, you think?
Yeah, I think at least I'm gonna go, but we're still figuring that out. But yeah, I would like to go. Definitely. Have you guys haven't been to Jack Fest yet?
I've heard a few things about it, but is that the one like way out in the woods? Like
yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I heard about that one.
yeah, I would recommend that one. It's a really good time.
We need to do one way out in the beach. That's right.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, let's find a remote island. I'm in.
I like that.
All right. Well, yeah, man. Thank you again for coming on here. We're gonna wrap up this call. If you guys want to check the replay, go to the Pirate Discord, and it will be there today.
Awesome, man. All right. Well, appreciate it. Nice meeting you again, and we'll speak again soon, I hope.
All right, Kingsley. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.